This is David Lynn, and you're here with me for another coffee talk, number 475. This is the Thursday edition, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm drinking Nescafe coffee. KP Heathen, how you doing, son? I am tired. It has been a day. I was at the central office this afternoon for my school district. I was at the central office yesterday afternoon for the school district. I saw a director yesterday, and I've met with a secretary today trying to get stuff uploaded, documents. Everything's got to match. Everything's got to, you got to be able to, there's no cross platforms. It's got to be this. It's either PC or it's Mac, and you can't. It's a pain in the butt just trying to explain it. Joseph Moore, how are you doing, young man? Julie Ann West. Hey, don't worry about it, Joseph. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you. I hope your daughter does well. I'm sure you're very proud. Both of y'all are very proud of your kids. I will try to be back tomorrow. And I'll probably be covering some of the same stuff that I'm covering tonight tomorrow. Uncle Al gave me 3.5 pages of notes. God help me. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. Did Enrique sneak in? Enrique snuck in. How are you doing, Enrique? Tonight, I'll be talking about gloom and doom. We'll discuss some tragedies. I've got a couple of packages. One sent to me by Dave from Georgia. The other one, an Amazon order that I was disappointed in how it came in. I'll go through that in a few minutes. Hey, wonderful KP. I'm glad you're getting straightened out. Everything is a pain in the butt. I will tell you that. I got your package, Dave. Yoda's Blessed Life. Dave, I'm at 1976. 24 more to go. I'd appreciate it if everybody pray for me. It's a slow going. It's a slow go. I was at 1975 yesterday. I'm at 1976 today. I am inching my way. I'm inching my way. What happened, Desi? You're suffering depression? Young lady, I'm in the same boat. We're in the same boat together. Domino, Camden. How you doing, Domino? Thank you for coming. Idaho Garden Girl. Yeah, I'm sure it's hot where you're at. Uh, it should be 93 or 4 tomorrow here. Hottest to spend all summer. Yeah, I can imagine. So, just to go through tragedies. Well, on the positive side, I'm drinking coffee. So, I had been waiting. I had a long list of things that I'd ordered during Prime Days. And I had a couple. There's still one that hasn't come in, but everything else came in. And this one came in today. And I thought, wow, my Haley Study Bible came in. It's the NIV Bible, New International Version, and the Haley Bible Handbook combined. And I thought, wow, great. I just ordered some, and I got some marker tabs in for the various books. And then when you look at it, can you see this here? It came in an envelope. And something really messed it up. It came in an envelope, and it has a real bad edge right here where it hit something or something jabbed it, and it really messed it up. So I don't want to keep it like that, and it really would be difficult trying to use the tabs consistently because of the pages being messed up. So I said the heck with it. Got a storm heading my way. Okay. I'll have to check on that. Anyway, so I called up Amazon, and they're going to send me a mailer which I can use to return it to the company that was the subcontractor that sent me the study Bible. And when they get it back, I should get my money reimbursed, and then I can order another one. And hopefully the next time I won't have, I've never had that problem before. But instead of putting it in a box, they put it in an envelope, and something jammed it pretty bad, so it's not, it's messed up. 5 in the house, 7 likes. Yeah. And see, the thing is, I give these away I usually give them away as gifts. And I've given several of them this past year. I gave several of them away as gifts. And they're very nice because it's a combination of the Bible and the Haley Bible Handbook, which is the study. It's like a Bible dictionary / encyclopedia. And some combined. Hello, Hillbilly Josh. How are you doing, sir? Hillbilly Josh Loftus. Wonderful people in here tonight. Wonderful people. And I'm drinking Nescafe coffee. I shot myself in the foot today. Shot myself in the foot. Had too much sugar. Too much sugar. I was so tired when I got out of the central office this afternoon. I stopped at a little place and got myself a Frappuccino. And that's not good for my blood sugar. But I said the hell with it. Hell with it. Um, Strum's Concordance. We'll see what we can do, Dave. You do not. Right now, I think I'm toxic when it comes to certain things. Um, so that was an unenveloping. It was not good. You had a milkshake today. Well, I'm glad you had a milkshake. I love milkshakes. All right, so I will be doing a video on this. I'll be doing a video. This is heavy. This box is heavy, and I sent Dave 2 Cholulas in a Tabasco green sauce today in a box about the same size as this. I wrapped them. Um, properly and I bubble wrapped them. And I put them in the box, and I sent. And he thought, "Hey, you got your box." No, this is what I'm sending you. And later in the day, this one was delivered with the messed up study Bible. So he's calling me Senior Saucy. And I said, "What do you mean, Senior Saucy?" So I pull this thing open, and then I start looking at what's in it. And I thought, oh my God, is this supposed to be really hot? This is Melinda's jalapeno ketchup and Melinda's ghost pepper ketchup. So it's like the challenge I'll take. And then there's a bunch of other ones in here. Tabanero harissa hot sauce. There's a bunch of them. Tabanero sriracha honey sauce. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, maybe 20 different sauces. And I'll do a video on it. That'll be one of my videos. I'm still waiting to get Uncle Al's box. But this came in from Dave. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you, my friend. Could start calling him Cousin Dave from Georgia. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well. The world will not end. I'm showing my address. All right. Well, the world will not end. The wrong person shows up, I do have solutions for them. All right. Hopefully those of you who are in here are not going to go crazy and I'll show up at my house at the same time. You can be scammed, SCAM. People try to scam me all the time. Good night, Hillbilly. Thank you for coming. People try to scam me all the time. I keep getting text messages from somebody, private individual, claiming that if I don't send them money for tolls and for fines for tolls and, toll road tolls, that I'm going to lose my license, I'm going to lose my insurance, I'm going to lose my registration. They're going to do all sorts of nasty stuff to me. It's like, oh, please go bite yourself. Hello, Buying Space. You missed some good stuff, lady. Yeah, trolls. So anyway, we're 15 minutes into the live stream. I've got 3. Uncle Al went crazy. I have 3.5 pages of notes I need to go through for today. So this is sort of a little gloom-a-doomish. A toll is a toll, and a roll is a roll, and if we don't get no tolls, then we don't get no rolls, Little John. Hey, hello, Verna. Thank you for coming. Faye's Place, excellent channel. Uh, 7 in the house, 10 likes. Hello, little lone prepper. How you doing, lady? Lucifer showed up in my live chat this morning. He's been banned. Okay. People pulling stuff. When we had the wedding, my daughter's wedding up in spring, we went part of the way when you get into Houston, and it's like a 40-minute trip from one end of Houston to the other end. It's a huge place. And we took a toll. The MapQuest where we were going, we wound up taking a toll way, and it was, really nice expressway, very nicely constructed, concrete. We didn't have to stop, and there wasn't like that heavy of traffic. There was traffic, but it wasn't like super heavy traffic like you'd expect in Houston. And we went there, and it was like about 20 minutes or so going across it. And then on the way home, we did the same thing, about 20 minutes or so. And when we got back, we had used a rental car. We turned in a rental car, and about 2 days later, there was an additional $21 or so. I think I recall $21 that had been added onto the bill by the rental company for the toll. They had received notification about the toll, and they paid it. And that was the last of that, And then several months later, I start receiving notifications about, we need to pay tolls. We didn't pay the toll. And that's not true, because we were up there in a rental car, and the company had my card, had my information, and they charged me for the toll, So whoever's trying to scam you, and I don't know how they get the information, but they get information on you. And whoever's trying to they think I'm gonna, whatever. And, I'm fighting, not giving them the middle finger. I just ignore them. I have deleted a number from several different people, because I've had these from several different people. That's not how they'd operate. That's not how the government would operate. So anyway, back to where I'm at. So I have 3.5 pages of notes that I need to get through that Uncle Al sent me. And it took me a while to get them copied down. It took him a while to send them to me, so let me go through this stuff. So in California, the Socialist Republic, 2,000 National Guard members were released from riot and peace duties in LA to regroup and rest. Hello, Uncle Al. Think he's been lurking. Please leave a like, Uncle Al. Be greatly appreciated. So, see Fox, CNN, CBS, ABC, and Department of Homeland Security verification. The Marines and Special Forces have routinely rotated with new people. We've had the Marines deployed, not as many Marines as we've had National Guard, but we've had the Marines deployed, and there are Marines out there. Trump signed an executive order for Border Patrol to use lethal force against violent and armed protesters and groups. July the 14th, 2025, White House website. After the fifth shooting by protesters, handguns, AR-15s, semi-automatic rifles, pistols, Antifa, there was a big Antifa situation. About a dozen of them got arrested. They shot somebody in the neck or in the throat that survived, thank the Lord. And then they took off. They found a jammed rifle. And then they started collecting the people. They found 5 or 6 of them in the woods. And then they, before it was all over, they got the leader a couple of days later. Criminals, anarchists, socialists, communists. Governor Abbott is mad as hell about the 700 Iranians and 200 Chinese/Koreans using visas and false passports and identities. See the Department of Safety. DHS caught 250 Iranians and Chinese citizens in Texas. See DHS website. Well, they've got a lot of young men of military age over here, came in groups. I mean, they were just saying, come on in, more the merrier. And how many of them do you think are up to no good? Thank you, Biden administration, and thank you, AutoPen. They had the thing set up and they'd come on, oh, I think we need to do this, oh, let's use the AutoPen, executive order. Biden's eating a bowl of cream of wheat and, sucking on an ice cream cone someplace. Part-time planning. Hello, Peter. Please leave a like to support the channel. So, all border states are suspected of deliberately slowing down the construction of the border wall. There are people who are going against the administration. There's a lot of, they're not the majority, but there's a lot of them. And the Democrats have been trying to do anything they can to resist, to stall. They're using lawfare. They're using liberal court judges from Biden and Obama. And they're trying to slow down construction of the wall. They're trying to slow down permitting. They're trying to slow down the process of buying, getting, sometimes they've got to get an easement. It's like somebody else's land. They got to get an easement to allow them to put it, across. So that's going on. Hispanic Democrats. I think right now, like half of the Hispanics, it's about 50-50. So about half of them they're very conservative. They've got very conservative values. They're very religious. And they're going over to they're red-pilled, a lot of them. And but there's still a lot of them that are blue-pilled, and a lot of them that are they've been programmed to, Republicans bad, white people bad. Same thing, Democrats, black people. Try to explain to them that it was the Republicans that freed the slaves. It wasn't the Democrats. It was the Republicans that fought the Klan. It wasn't the Democrats. The Democrats were the Klan. Tell them that Martin Luther King was a Republican. No, he was was in the Republic. Yeah, he was. He was a Republican. You know, a lot of stupid people. A lot of Uncle Al's cousin Dumases. A lot of cousin Dumases. So, California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, a lot of interference. It's happening all over Europe too. Italian citizens are pushing back against illegals from a third world African country who attacked an old man. The citizens are being arrested, not the illegals. Yeah. It's shocking how blatant the Democrats push their Marxist agenda. They don't even pretend anymore. True. Gangs of migrants attacking people across 4 countries in Europe. Yeah. You know, they open their borders. A lot of their women are being assaulted and raped. A lot of people being attacked and killed thanks to idiots in these woke governments. But there are countries where they don't allow them. They don't allow them. You know, they won't allow them. They don't want anybody coming from the Middle East. They don't want anybody coming from Africa. Nope, they will not allow them. I don't know if it's changed, but for the longest time up until, and it may still be the case, I'd have to check it, but you would not find a mosque in Japan. They don't tolerate them. You would not find a mosque in Japan. They don't have issue with Christians. A lot of Japanese are Christian. But they do not tolerate. They don't tolerate them. Well, Israel's opportunistic. So, like, they're having issues and such. So what they do is they pile on. Somebody, you know, like you got them fighting. You know. Well, let's help them take out this target. Remember, you had the Russians in Syria. The Russians are pretty much not in Syria now. They did what they could to get out. So now, you know, it's like going in, it's like when they went in and they basically clobbered the Iranian air defenses. They were softening them up. So they went in and they basically just clobbered the air defenses. What's going on right now with the Russians and the Ukrainians? The Russians are getting a lot of their air defenses that they've got in occupied Ukraine. They occupy about 10% of the country. You know, a lot of their air defenses along the borders and such, they're getting softened up. They're hitting their artillery, they're hitting their tanks, they're hitting their, that's like the same way like the Black Sea's fleet, which basically is non-existent anymore. You know, the Russians are, they're losing, and they're losing a lot of their stockpiles and such. And a lot of stuff that they're using was from like the Soviet Union. You know, when did the Soviet Union collapse? The Soviet Union collapsed over, when did it collapse? It collapsed about 40 years ago, just about. Right at. And they're using stuff from back in the days. So, the Texas border wall construction has been hindered by Biden administration appointed judges. See MSNBC, CNN, Global Times, which is Chinese, ABC, CBS, Fox. Dealing with environmental issues, land use, and public domain. Currently, 20 states have set lawsuits against the Trump in his administration for border control, lack of slave labor, human trafficking of children for labor and sex services. They're excused doing the jobs that Americans won't do. Trump stated if push comes to shove, he will reintroduce Roosevelt's workforce program. People from 18 to 47, uneducated, unemployed, and untrained, can be assigned to a 3-year commitment of labor. Example, the Civilian Conservation Corps, Merchant Marines, Urban Development. Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Mom of 4 boys. How you doing? Seven in the house, 14 likes. There are 2 choices. Refusal, 10 years of hard manual labor, or military service. That was Roosevelt's plan back during the Depression. They did a lot of public works. Lots of people doing it. Putting people to work. Democrats are whining about this. Well, the Democrats whine about everything. The 20 state lawsuits have caused inflation to increase. No tariffs. People are... Uncle Al did the F. Stupid. To see the results of take 18 to 2 years. 18 months to 2 years. That's basic economics 101. Nothing happens overnight. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they found so many people at that pot farm. Somebody was connected with the Biden campaign, I think, or some such. Or maybe it was Kamala Harris. I don't know. But somebody connected with the party. 14 kids. What a scammer that owned it. Yeah, I'm sure. Just disgusting. Also, weather and Biden administration over regulations. Well, Dave is uploading shorts again. Does about 20 a day. Yeah, Newsom. He wants to be the in 28 he wants to run for president. Would not get elected, but he wants to. And why would somebody want to run if they know they're not going to get elected? I do not know. Does anybody remember the candidates that ran and didn't get elected? Coffee's getting cold. I hate cold coffee. Well, I don't want illegals in my country either. I do not want them. Weather and Biden administration over regulations has come to roost. Green, woke, and woke ruin the economy. I was over at the central office today. I was meeting with the secretary in HR, and she asked me, do you go by mail? Now they got this, it's male or female. I said, what else would I be? Well, I've never had it happen here, but I mean, some people identify. Oh, please. Oh, please. Um, Food shortages and supplies, energy prices. You can double check on their website. The next current event is the weather. From July to August, we have massive solar storms and flares. See NASA. One atmospheric river is coming from the Gulf, hitting all Gulf Coast states as it travels to the Canadian border. See flash floods. And then Uncle Al said, I did warn people about this in June. 445 right, 5 wrong. I'm reading notes from Uncle Al. The second atmospheric river is off the coast of the eastern coastline from Florida to Nova Scotia. The Midwest, South, Central, and East Coast are in a squeeze box. This may lead to a cold winter if the humidity levels go over 80, a repeat of the 2021 snowpocalypse. PBS, yeah, they voted defunding PBS, NPR and PBS. Yes, they rescissioned $9 billion, which would fund certain woke, liberal, left-wing causes. Oh, they cried about that, and there was actually 3 Republicans that voted against it. Susan Collins, Murkowski in Alaska. Susan Collins is in Maine. Those are basically rhinos, you know. And then Mitch McConnell, the turtle. He hates Trump. So those 3. The vice president had to go in and cast the deciding vote because all 47 of the Democrats were against it. They never saw money they didn't like to spend. Excuse me. So a huge atmospheric lake of moisture is building up in the upper atmosphere. When the temperature drops, think what God said to Noah. Next time, fire and ice. Lot, Noah, Moses. People are stupid. We are in fire period. Next is ice. If we continue to heat up the planet with heat sinks, large cities, expect a mini ice age. They had a mini ice age during the Dark Ages for about a couple hundred years. For a period of a couple hundred years. It was really cold. They had a mini ice age in, Europe, North America. Oh, Lord. Oh! Ugh, sorry. This could last 500 to 1,000 years. We're due for one. See mass illegal migration in the world. Radical Islam and communism and socialism. Like Lincoln says, one was an accident, twice was a coincidence, 3 times is an enemy attack. Lord. Stockpile for 2 years, food and water. Have a garden and chickens. For someone out in the country to keep the backyard down, have a chicken tractor. Less work for you. Cuts down the weeds, the feeding cost. Chickens eat weeds and bugs. Cheaper than goats. Some people I talk to think because a migrant and a boss agree it's okay. No, it's not. For the employer in jail, send the migrant home. Yeah, I agree. Send them home. Or send them someplace. Now they're going to send them to third countries. Like that guy that the Democrats were crying over, the MS-13 member. They're talking about possibly sending him to North Africa. How long do you think he'll last in North Africa? See plans on YouTube. That leaves the ditches and tight spots, saves gas, old school. Shortages. Oh boy, let's talk about shortages. Yeah, I know the UK's in trouble. I'm sorry for them. Shortages and inflation on certain parts and items, thanks to the Biden administration. In gray areas, farming, the tech sector, and housing. Possible housing crash caused by housing for the homeless, a false narrative promoted by nonprofits for power and cash. What homeless can afford a $1,700 studio apartment? See Austin, Texas, realty shock. We need mental hospitals and rehab hospitals more efficient. 2, this will now these next few are going to hit some people. Beer shortages. What if you can't get your beer? Plastic shortage. Aluminum can shortage. Soda shortage. That'll hit people. This is not tariffs. Again, for the slow people in the live stream, and hopefully none of you are slow people, but I'm reading from notes that Uncle Al gave me, so I apologize. It takes 18 months to 2 years for the results, thanks to Biden administration. Autopin, wokeism, climate change, and green woke causing shortages. DEI on farms. To continue from the Department of Agriculture and Department of Labor. Carbon dioxide, climate change. Oxygen wokeism. Oxygen is not gay. Canned soup shortage, lack of illegal workers and child slavery. Canned corn shortage, not racist, it's corn. Yeast shortage, climate change issues. Flour shortage, climate change issues and racism, thanks Biden. Spam and canned meat shortages. Vegans, climate change, racism and wokeism. Seed shortage and garden supply shortage. Climate change and corporate control of your food. Beef, chicken, and pork shortages. And that's basically the notes for today. And then he tells me, I've got 20 pages more I can send you. He's going to send me some more tomorrow. It's like, God almighty. So, 8 in the house, 15 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. Belinda's Country Kitchen. Or Belinda's Country Living. Sorry. I watched a real good video, Belinda, of you making a salad. Watched the whole thing. I hit the timestamp. I think I was probably the only, I was reading some of the comments. I think I was the only person that hit the timestamp. I hear coffee is going up to $24. God help us. That's terrible. That's terrible. So I will say this again, and for the benefit of Myra, Elaine was not here. I got in a couple of items today, mail call. One of them was from Dave. Real nice package. I'll do an unboxing of it, like 20 different hot sauces, different hot sauces, sample sauces. I'll try not to show the address again, my address, but a nice box of sauces. And I'll do a dedicated video on that one. So in addition to that, In addition to that, I had ordered another study Bible. I get study Bibles, and I like to get the Haley Bible, the study Bible, which is New International Version, and it's got the Haley Bible Handbook. And I used to use one in my theology classes when I was in college. And you had the Haley Bible Handbook, and then you'd use an NIV, the Baptist, at Howard Payne, use the New International Version, NIV. So they combined it. A few years back, they combined the NIV and the Haley Bible Handbook into the Haley Study Bible. So I bought several of them this last year. Gave them out as gifts. I ordered another one, and it came in an envelope. So I did an unenveloping. But when I saw it, it had a real bad area that was jammed. And when I pulled it out, it has a real bad area that got messed up. Something jammed into it. So I called Amazon, and they're going to mail me a mailer that I'm going to use to send it back. And then when they get it back, I'll get reimbursed, and then I can reorder, because this was a subcontractor, and I'll reorder a replacement for it. And I could not, I guess I could use that as just a throw around, not worried about it. But I had some Bible tabs that I want to put in it, real nice, and, respect the word. And that's just, it shouldn't come like that. They should have put it in a box, and they did not put it in a box. Hello, Isaac. How are you doing? Nurse on the Run. Hello, Nurse on the Run. Please leave a like to support the channel. Be greatly appreciated. So I will say again, and we are 48 minutes into the live stream, 10 in the house, 15 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. I will say again, when I hit 2,000, and I'm 24 short, when I started the live stream, I was at 1976. I need 24 more subscribers. When I hit 2,000, I will be doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll do a drawing. In order to qualify to get your name in the hat for the drawing, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 2,000. Now, when I hit 2,000, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm at 2,000, so I'll wait a week for everybody to go make sure they check all their stuff. You need to be keeping up with it. On my second channel, I did a 100 subscriber giveaway. My goal towards the end of the school year is to get my second channel, which I basically used to back up material from my first channel in private. My goal was to get it up over 100 subscribers, which I did. And then I did a 100 subscriber giveaway. Real nice giveaway. And Enrique won his name got drawn. And he had been with me, and he had been, before, and he had not won. But on my backup channel, that last video I released had 20 comments from 20 different channels. And then when I looked back 4 additional videos, went back one, went back, there were only 6 channels, and Enrique actually had 2 of them because both of his channels he had qualified. There are only 6 channels that qualified for the drawing. Enrique had 2 of them in the hat, 2 out of 6. It's like 1 in 3 or 1/3. His name, he got drawn. He won a real nice, if you want to look at that on my backup channel, Um, I will say hi on it. David Lynn Taco Talk. Look at it. Look at the video, or look at my 1900 subscriber giveaway video. And I give out nice stuff, and it's getting more expensive to send stuff out. Getting more expensive. I paid just about as much to mail what I sent Dave, those 3 bottles. I paid just about as much as the postage was just about as much as the actual 3 bottles that I sent him today. Postage is getting out, and that's here local. That's here, in the States. You want to send something out of country, 5-6 times what you pay here. I sent something to Canada. It was about 5 times as much. Claudette was my 600 subscriber giveaway winner. She's in Canada. I paid over $60, and that was like several years. That was a couple years ago. I paid over about 3 years ago, maybe. That was 5 times as much as I would have paid here locally at the time to send her what I sent her. Well, I will tell you. The UK has pretty much disarmed its citizenry. You really have to be rich and an aristocrat to get a permit to own a weapon. Canada a few years ago did the same thing, trying to do something. You can't buy new guns in Canada. A lot of people are grandfathered, but it's like they're on their ass. You can't even get ammunition now. Australia, New Zealand, the Commonwealth countries, they're all disarming. They're all disarming everybody. Thank God we've got the Second Amendment. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. John Holmes in the house. How you doing, Johnny? I tell you what, occasionally I get messages from John. I get messages from bus stop. And I get sent pictures. Sometimes I'll get a link to a video. Some good stuff. Good stuff. I got sent one today about a bomb shelter. Young lady, beautiful young woman, and she lives in a bomb shelter. And showed what this, and there are companies that build these things. They build them like small little bunkers. They use large piping, and then they basically, they put stuff in it. They'll do a flat floor. You got a huge round pipe. Do a flat floor, and then you can put stuff underneath the floorboard, because you can lift sections up. And then they've got like steel reinforced entry doors, and they're underground, so you got stairs going up, and then you got on top you've got like another door flat along the surface, so not something that's going to get blown off. And they have air recirculation and water storage and just all sorts of, where somebody could be down there. In a nuclear event, after the actual nuclear event, you basically need to be away from it for a couple of weeks. You got to be someplace safe for a couple of weeks before it's safe to come up. because of the radiation, the fallout, and all that sort of stuff. It takes a couple of weeks for that stuff to pretty much clear where you can pass through. You know, so these bomb shelters are basically intended for, you know, not you live there permanently, but you can be underground for a month if you need to be. You know. John, you know, both of y'all have the same first initial. I know he likes to go by Bruno, but I know his name. I'm not going to tell you his name, but I know his name. He doesn't want his personal information out. He's in Kentucky. These guys are all over the place. I tell you, they're all over the place. They're in northern Louisiana. They're here. They're there. They move around. God bless them. They're younger men. You know, they're younger people. Younger people. 10 in the house, 15 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Some of you have been coming in and not leaving likes. If you have not done so, please leave a like. Nurse on the Run, John C. Holmes. If you guys came in without leaving a like, please leave a like. It'll be greatly appreciated. Waiting on a cab? Well, God bless you. Lurking. Okay, Dave. Anyway, I'm going to do a real nice unboxing where I'll do a video of it. A mail call from Dave. He sent me like 20 different spices, sauces. It is like, okay. And I will be trying them. Take care, Julie. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you, young lady. God bless. Will each one do 2 tacos? I'm sure each one will probably do a dozen tacos. I mean, I'm going to put a little bit on it, but I'm not going to drown it. You know, I don't do that. That's just like, you know, sometimes depending on the size of the jalapeno, I'll put half of a jalapeno in a taco. Sometimes it's the whole jalapeno. I cut it up, put it in. Gives it real good flavor. It's just like, you know, I put some cheese in it. You know, I take some American cheese and sprinkle some American cheese into it when it's in the skillet, and I put the jalapeno in there so it gets a little bit of heat to it, you know. Usually 4 or 5 eggs, usually 4, sometimes 5. I microwave a low-carb tortilla for about 30 seconds. Horrible. Horrible. Oh, you're going to start live streaming again. Okay. I will try to give you some love. Dave's trying to do what he can to get me past 2,000. He feels bad for me. I told him, so I'd like to see if I can get to 2,000 before you hit 15,000. Here's another thing I need to tell you. So Dave has a post up on his community wall, his community post. He said he would leave it up until he hits 15,000. He said he anticipated probably about 150 channels will come through and probably comment on that post in the process of going from 14 to 15,000. And he said if you would like to try to make new friends, go over and leave him a like and a supportive comment, and then start reaching out to some of those channels that you're not currently friends with. And he says that they will respond positively, and that way both of y'all will be bigger, you know. And I pretty much just largely have been just letting people come to me, and if they come to me and I find out they're a new subscriber, I will go and I will subscribe them back, and I will leave supported comments, likes on a couple of their videos, you know, and I usually hit the timestamp. That way you see, hey, he watched the whole thing. You know, you get somebody who does a 10-minute video, and somebody runs in less than a minute, they leave a nice comment and send it, and then they go on to the next thing. Whereas I'm giving them some watch time. You know, I'm letting them know that not only am I leaving them a nice comment, but I'm actually there for the whole video. You know, not everybody can do that, but I do. No, I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't. There was an issue someplace, I guess it was in a blue state. Some teenagers broke into a man's garage. He shot 2 of them. There's like 7 of them. Apparently people have been complaining about the neighborhood. People have been breaking in. And this was a detached garage. So it was like a 2-car garage. He had stuff in there, but it was not attached to the house. So apparently in blue states, that's like a... So was he threatened? Well, his property was threatened. They broke in. So 2 of them showed up at a hospital, shot. And, you know, somebody in their 60s, 63, 60, my age, probably. They may get prosecuted because they shot somebody breaking into their property, illegally in their property, inside their garage, having broken into their garage. And then in a blue state, they may be prosecuted, depending on the prosecutor, if they want to charge them. Now think about that one. Think about that one. $152 have already commented. I probably got to go over and visit that post again, Dave. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm currently waiting for a cab. Okay. Watch other channel, David. I will try. One thing, Desi, I think you have about 250 subscribers. And I know you're trying to grow your channel, and your channel is growing. But having like 2 or 3 different channels and contacting people on 2 or 3 different channels, you know, until you get to your 1,000 or until you get to your 500 with your 3,000 watch hours or your 1,000 with 4,000 watch hours, focus on one channel. Use a second channel to store stuff off your main channel. Like when you load stuff up, go and load it on private on your backup channel. And that way, if something happens to your main channel, you have stuff that you can release on your backup channel. But focus on one channel, because sometimes I get confused trying to shout you out or trying to go over to whatever, and you got different stuff you're putting out, different names and everything. And I sort of get confused because I'm dealing with a lot of different channels that I'm trying to support. And I'm not trying to be difficult, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. My advice, take it for what it's worth. It's free advice, but take it for what it's worth. And I have people who advise me. The wife saw me about cooking meat. Cook that meat about 13 minutes more. God almighty. God help us. Anyway, I was making burgers. And, or I'm going to make burgers. My wife, God bless her. God bless her. She drives me nuts. Anyway, I'll have to go over and see who's commenting and what they're commenting and all that sort of stuff. But your channel is blow it up. And Dave feels bad for me. Here I am saying I hope I can get it to, if I can get 25 subscribers before he gets 1,000. That's how slow it's going for me. So anyway, 17 different channels that I know of came in and left me comments tonight. Appreciate that. Remember, I will be doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and when I get to 2,000, to qualify to be in that drawing, that hat drawing for your channel, you need to leave me a like and you need to be subscribed. Leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I have released. Now, when I hit that 2,000 and I verify I'm at 2,000, I'm going to write down the names of the channels on that last video I've released, and then I'm going to start backtracking. That's not the time to say, oh, well, I better start watching videos. No. If you're going to do it, just be doing it. Do it along, And that way you'll have a good chance of getting a real nice box. And, I'm sending you over $100 worth of stuff. Especially with the fact I got to pay for the delivery, the postal delivery. You're getting well over $100 out of my pocket. I'm not asking that much from you. Anyway, when I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I look at my phone, look at the news, check the weather on it, take my medication, drink my coffee. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I say the Lord's Prayer. I try to have a positive outlook. I get depressed. I was depressed today. I was having a hell of a lot of computer problems today using a Mac. So, I'm a Mac person. And during the school year, I use a PC, but I had to turn my PC in, my notebook in. And so I wanted to load some stuff up that had been saved on a external hard drive that was PC. It was formatted for PC. I couldn't do it. I had to go over to the central office to do it. Well, I could have done it someplace else, but I went over to the central. I was having difficulty, so I went over to the central office. It's like, God darn it. All right, everybody, thank you for being here. 67 minutes into the live stream. Appreciate you guys, and hopefully tomorrow be another one. I'll try to post about it. Thank you. I appreciate it. This really cheered me up. This was a nice live stream. I appreciate it. Everybody, remember the Scout motto, be prepared. My personal prepper's motto, Scout motto, be prepared. And everybody have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye. Thank you.